Hey you guys, it's been a while since Team Berzerker has put a video. To start off, the team chose to take a few months off Yu-Gi-Oh! Because right now the meta is really stale, especially with yugioh Pro shutting down, Dueling Network shutting down, so there's no way to test out the new stuff that's coming out. And the few tournaments, either people are playing the same decks are topping, and it got boring. It's either you pay to win, meaning you buy the expensive decks and you get the meta decks, and either you win, either because you know the mechanics of it, or you don't. So that's saying that. Right now we got into few of us got into a new game, Force of Will. It's a great game. To start off, it's between Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Y-Shorts, something that we played. And for me and a couple of the teammates, it's actually a fun game to step back if you're kind of bored of Yu-Gi-Oh! Take a step back, play this game. It's fun, it's cheap, and the meta in this right now is not that bad compared to Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! is like stale. This is still fun. You go to locals, people play, people are friendlier. You could go to a big tournament and you could leave your stuff out there and for sure nobody steals it. Here in Los Angeles, you go to a tournament and a convention center, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament or regionals, or you go to YCS, for sure you leave something laying around, it's gonna get stolen. Like, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community is not that great, not that friendly. They do anything to win. Sad to say, but in this Force of Will, the community is friendly. It's fun, and I enjoy it. So to start off with the Force of Will deck, we're gonna start off with the Ruler. The Ruler is the main person. The main ruler is the main card you run as in your deck, and she has a few effects. We're running Dark Alice for this deck, so I started off with this deck in, I'm gonna say, May or March, around there, and she's cool. I love the tail of Alice. You know, twist. She's dark, so it's an evil Alice, of course. And to start off, the Judgment. A ruler has two sides. It has the ruler side, and as we can see, we'll show you here. It has this one. You pay, the effect of this one is if you pay 0 to do Judgment, meaning you flip the card over to attacking side. And second effect is that if you tap a stone or mana, you banish a card in your opponent's graveyard. So you banish 3, Judgment is free. You banish 5, it has a combo with a Regalia. Regalia is like a spell card, a spell field, as in Yu-Gi-Oh! Terms. And it does a well combo with it. So you flip the side. That's the look. This is, I'm going to say, one of the, not the uber or the expensive one, but it's something that looks beautiful. Target attack, being you could target and attack that monster or creature, is the way you call it. Effect, you call out a level or the cost of a creature, and you destroy that any creature with that cost. Second effect is the God Art. God Art, it's a special effect that the card has. It tells you to pay how many will to activate the effect. This effect, you bring the Regalia out, the Schrodinger, the cat, and automatic you gain. It gains minus 200 on the opponent's side field. So if it's something that has 200, minus 200, 200, if that creature is 100 or 200, it automatically dies. And the cat has, if you have 5 banish, it gains 5 plus 5. It gains 5 attack, 5 defense. If you have more than 10, you get target attack, and I believe you get swiftness as well. And the Regalia taps for any will as well. And if you banish the Regalia, you get imperishable. Imperishable means you flip it back to the ruler side and you save it. If you start playing the mechanics of this game, you'll understand what I'm saying. But at the moment, I have this as a ruler. So I run 2 of the cats, Shringu cats, black cats. So this is the combo that does with the Dark Alice. You pay the will, you summon this card to the field, and you get those effects. So she becomes a 14 beater. You have 2 on the field, she becomes a 19 beater. So it's a good card to have. Plus you produce any will. There's the 2 Regalias. I'm going to start off with the Regalia setup for this deck. You have 4 Archimedes God Bows. The effect of this Regalia is that your ruler gains target attack. It gains 2 counters on the card. And you tap, remove 1 counter, and it deals 400 damage to a creature. Meaning if the creature's 4 or less, it dies if that person attacks or blocks with it. So it's a good mixture of it. I'm running 4 because, to tell you the truth, right now the meta it's different compared to when I started. Like the rotations, it has rotations like Pokemon and Magic. It has rotations. You rotate a set. So right now we're in the Alice cluster set. There's a new set coming up, the L1 or the Lapis set. So these cards are not going to be able to playable next year. So I'm enjoying it as while it lasts. I run 1 Horn of Sacred Beast. The reason why is that this deck is so much cards that you use that you're decking out, and the person you're playing with still has a major part of the deck. You just tap, banish, and recover your graveyard back to your deck. I'm running 1 Glevnir, the red Binding of Fate. The reason why I'm running this card is when Alice attacks, I get to draw a card. Attacks and does damage, I get to draw a card. It's a free draw. I'm not going to complain about that. It's a card that you probably will need later, or you can summon after you attack. So I like this card. Second, I have Leviathan, the Dragon Sword. The Demon Sword, I mean. It gives your J-Ruler swiftness, meaning that once you flip her over, she has swiftness, so she can attack that same turn. Second, you tap it to give your ruler 200, and if not, you could banish it and give imperishable to your ruler. So it's not a bad card. So I'll start off with a spell chant. I'm running running 4 Lapis Darkstorms, meaning you choose a random card for your opponent and discard it, and then they discard an extra card. So that means you pay 2 to discard 2 from your opponent's hand. It's a great card to start off with. You minus their hand, and with this deck, it's a semi-control deck, so you control their hand and control the field. While you regain your mana and start banishing stuff, so you can start doing your hardcore play after. I have 3 Fallen Angelic Destroyer Lucifer. When you summon this card, your opponent gets rid of a creature on their side of the field, and it has flying, so you can block fairies or flying creatures. And with that card, I do a combo with it with Celestial Wing Seraph. So when you summon her, you get to search a creature, angel creature from your deck that's a 4 or less, and summon it to the field. So you bring her out, you bring him out, you destroy one of the creatures on your opponent's side, or they choose to destroy one, and you have two creatures on the board. So it's a great combo, especially if you have Dark Alice already. You have two, you're just waiting for next turn to do the final blow and win the game. I forgot one more Regalia. It's Dead Side. It gives your opponent unperishable and unswiftness, and you banish a card to bring this back from the graveyard. So if it gets destroyed on the field, you could just banish a creature or a card and bring it back to your hand. So the control part, I run 3 barriers. I sided the 4th one out. So right now in this format, the Ruler's Memoria, it's a big thing. You could run Dual and Ruler's Memoria. This stops your Regalias from play. Judgment, you have to wait for a Judgment, pay more, or activate your God's Art. So it helps you control the field enough to do that poke damage and go for game before they get to their Ruler or to activate any of their other effects. And I run 3 Space-Time Anomaly, or 4 Space-Time Anomaly. The effect of this card is, you use it, you do -5/5 to a Resonator or a J-Ruler, and you get to draw a card. And then once it's the grave, you could banish this card, do 5/5 damage, and draw another card. And you get to use it twice, so you go for 1,000. 5 when you activate it, and 5 from the graveyard. 1,000, it kills a creature, especially if it's giving you a hard time. There you go, it's a good way to respond. And I'm running 2 Alice of Light. When you summon her, you gain 600, and you have your creatures get plus 200. It buffs your defense, but certain times with this deck, at the beginning you take a lot of hits. I take a few hits. It gets your life down, and this is the good way to recover it. And I run 1 Dark Alice, the shift side, in the deck as black because it's like Lucifer, but this time you choose to target 1 monster, and it gains plus 200 attack. So they combo out great. It gives you a boost on defense, and gives you a boost on attack. I run 3 Hera, Goddess of Jealousy. The reason why I run 3 Hera is to destroy Regalias for the other player. You know, you don't want them playing the Regalia, so they could tap for that Ruler's Memoria. You want to destroy the Regalia, make them tap with no Regalias, and that Ruler's Memoria comes in already tapped in. I run 3 Scorns. And you get to see your player's hand, your opponent's hand. Discard a Resonator. And that's it for 1 cost. You got 1 Arsenal Dead of the Lord Vengeance. Effect of this is other darkness resonator gain +2/+2. Non-darkness gain -2/-2. Remove 3 resonators from your graveyard from the game. Put this card from your graveyard into your hand. So you recover this card by getting rid of 3 cards, bring it back to your hand, and replay them again. It's a great card. It gives your field, if they're not dark, -200, -200. You pay the God's Art for Dark Alice, -200, -200. That's already -4. Many of the creatures will die, or if you have a Space-Time Anomaly on the graveyard in your hand, use it and it guarantee Resonator is gone. And last card will be Blessed of the Holy Wolf. When this card enters the field, you may destroy a target addition. So what do we want to destroy with this card? You want to destroy an addition field, like Wind Secluded Refuge. Oh, and I have 2 more cards. So one's a Black Moonbeam. When they pay for Judgment, you activate Standby Chant. The spell chant standby instant. You use it, you destroy it. But if you have this one on field, they try to use this against you. You sack this. It saves your ruler from black moonbeam. Okay, for the stone lineup, I have 3 rulers for Moria. You have to Regalia to have it untapped in, and this produces light, fire, water, leaf, and moon, or black. So it's a good card. It plays a combo. If I had the 4th one, I'll play the 4th one, but I don't, and they're up in price, so we're keeping it at 3 at the moment. I have 4 Magic Stones of the Heavens. This is a black and white dual stone. This one I play for the Celestial Winged Seraph or for other black cards I need to use. And the last 3 stones that I have is a water and dark stone. You know, you use water and dark stone for your space time anomaly. Use your black for your regular common base black stones, black cards, and I have a few side, not that much, still working on the side. But if you have any suggestions or comments, just leave one below. I have 1 extra barrier, like I said, the 4th barrier. I'm running 3 down the drain for that raid aggro. Oh, they call it the red hate. And I'm still working on the rest of the side, but at the moment this deck hasn't done that bad. I went to locals yesterday, and I only lost once to fairies, because we all know they're like cancer. It spreads. You could destroy their field, their hand, and they still like manage to put that play. Especially with that the new support that they got. Pay 2, search 2 light, search for 2 either 2 fairies from your deck, or gain +4/+4 for the end of the turn. But many go for those 2 fairies, especially if it's the fire fairy. It's gonna have swiftness and it attacks, certain damage. But if you have a Vivian, you could go for Vivian, summon that fire one, and she comes +2/+2. So that means a 4/5 and swings for 4, and you still have Vivian to deal with. So it's not fast, but it's a really well controlled deck. Alright, you guys, leave a comment below, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you have a better game you want to introduce us to. But right now, Yu-Gi-Oh! We're not going to make another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile until probably October. I'm waiting to get those Dark Magician cards and have that Dark Magician deck in hand, ready to play. But if you have any more suggestions, especially in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or other games, just go ahead and leave a comment below. Thanks.